we're pleased to say there's a lot of interest in sponsors coming on board now with Race to a Million. Let's go up to Aberdeen Mall, our latest sponsor, as Dean checks in with Trish Baldwin.
Time for a sponsor spotlight. We have Trish Baldwin, yay! Trish is I got to do my memory check here, the marketing and specialty leasing coordinator for Aberdeen Mall. How'd I do?
You did fantastic.
We actually just call her friend because she's been a big supporter of the Race to a Million and all kinds of components. But it's our chance to come to your stomping grounds and talk about Aberdeen Mall. Rich with history. This mall's been around for a long, long time. It's a fixture in this region, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This year, in 2011, August 5th, it'll be our 30th anniversary.
Whoa.
30 years for Aberdeen Mall.
Any big doings for the anniversary?
We will be celebrating in style for sure. But right now it's under wraps. It's a bit of a secret.
Okay.
But stay tuned.
We'll let you know what's going on as soon as they unveil the plans. Let's talk about, for people that might not be from our region, but that might be coming through Kamloops, about Aberdeen Mall. How many retailers here? What's the makeup? What's the feel?
Sure. Aberdeen Mall is actually the largest mall in the Thompson-Nicola region. We also have 85 to 90 different retailers in the mall at any given time. Of course, it fluctuates during the Christmas season. We always bring more people in, so there's a lot of diversity here for all of our shoppers. But we're primarily a fashion mall, so you'll find stores in here that like Garage and West 49th and the Body Shop and Bath & Body Works. There's something for everybody here. And of course, little favorites like Purdy's and the food court. So, yeah.
You're going to make me break my New Year's resolution to cut down on the chocolate. It's so good, but
it's really
it makes
easy.
me so fat and I can't eat it all. But great anchor stores, for instance, a little company Canadians are familiar with, Hudson's Bay.
That's right. Of course, we've had Hudson Bay here right from the very beginning, 30 years. They'll be celebrating as well, right along with us. We also have Sears and the Future Shop, and of course, last but not least, really, is the Odeon Theater, of course.
Yeah, it's a place we hang out and eat more popcorn to get fatter, but darn it, all the good food around here, too. Great food court and really a nice casual atmosphere around here. This mall embodies Kamloops, doesn't it?
It really does. You know, a lot of people refer to Aberdeen Mall as the mall because it's been here for so long. It's a great meeting place. We have some wonderful programs. Like we have complimentary strollers for, you know, young families. We also have the walking program every morning. Right. So there's a lot of people in here, particularly in the winter and in the summer months when it's really hot and really cold. Right. You can see people walking the malls as early as 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So
we'll find another location here in a moment to talk about the great community support and charitable things that you talk about. But while we're on the topic of the business of doing business at Aberdeen Mall, I know every kind of business sector always has sort of a wish list of things that they could offer, services they could provide to clients. What do consumers of Aberdeen Mall have on their wish list, and thereby you?
Oh, well, of course, electronics. Yeah. They're always hot. Any new gadget is popular. Cell phones, iPads, laptops, you name it, that definitely is probably number one. Any kind of new hot fashion trend, you know, that the young kids of Kamloops are, you know, locking onto, that's always popular. The young kids of Kamloops. Them young kids
and their rock and roll music.
Yeah, that crazy stuff. Yeah. But definitely fashion is top of mind too. But of course, I think people are always looking for new options, like in terms of restaurant and food. There's a lot of foodies in Kamloops too. Yeah. So, you know, when they're shopping, they want to try something that's a little bit different that they might have not have had before. So that's always an option too.
All right, Trish, we've talked about the business of doing business. Now let's talk about the business of giving back to our community. 30 years of doing business in Kamloops, 30 years of giving back. The charitable donations from Aberdeen Mall, really amazing. What are some of the highlights for you?
Some of the highlights would be working with the Big Brothers and Big Sisters in Kamloops. We've been with them for 30 years. This is our 30th anniversary with them as well for Strikes for Tights. Strikes for Tights. That's a big one. Having just gone through the holiday season, Christmas amalgamated with the Toy Box. Each year we have a lot of community support. So many people come in to drop off donations. Breast cancer research, Canadian Cancer Society, and of course Royal Inland Hospital. We've been working with them for a number of years. And and it just feels great to be able to give back to them too.
That's one of my favorite memories from Aberdeen Mall. Was back in my broadcasting days. We used to man the telephones there for the RIH, Royal Inland Hospital Foundation fundraising pledge days, and it really speaks to the understanding of Aberdeen Mall that in order to be successful as a community, you need to contribute to that community.
Definitely. Our entire staff has always been extremely supportive of the community, wanting to give back. It makes us feel good. I think people within Kamloops know that when they come through these doors within the last 30 years that, we've been there and they've been there for us too, and it's always been reciprocated, and I think we'll just continue on in that vein because, it's a wonderful community and it's worth getting involved in. And another one that comes top of mind, obviously, is the Kamloops Food Bank.
Right.
Yeah, they've been, really good to us, and they're special.
And just before we started rolling tape on this interview, we were walking down the hall to the administration office there, and I'm reminded of all the amazing sports teams that you support too.
Yes, I don't want to forget about that as well. Kamloops being the tournament capital, we've definitely worked with people like Kibit and FemSport and Kamloops Minor Hockey and the Blazers over the years, and the list just goes on and on.
As we alluded to, Aberdeen Mall now on board as a sponsor of the Race to a Million. Trish, let's talk about the decision process. What is it that's so appealing about the Race to a Million to you from a community involvement perspective and a sponsorship perspective?
Well, it was really easy for me to get on board from Aberdeen Mall's perspective just because it gave back to the community, it started in the community, it really supports that entrepreneurial spirit, it had student involvement. It was really a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It was just so simple to get on board. It also really embraced social online activities using website and Facebook and Twitter, and like I was saying before, with just technology being sort of the number one thing that people are coming into the mall and looking for and really wanting all the new tech gadgets. I think that the marriage of the two just makes sense, and that's just the direction that people are going in. A lot of communication now is all done online or through their phones, so it was just the right fit. And also just that entrepreneurial spirit that Kamloops has in being able to highlight and showcase that. I really wanted to make sure that Aberdeen was there with you guys, supporting it 100%, and hopefully maybe one day an entrepreneur will kind of look at Aberdeen Mall too and Race to a Million and think, that's the right place for us. So maybe we can help them out.
Another one of those darn win-win-win situations. What the heck?
Yeah, it really is. It just made sense, and I didn't have to think twice about it. When I heard about Race to a Million, it was so positive, and the fact that every group also worked with the charity, that was huge, because that again is giving back to the community, and we like to be involved with that. And then the other thing that I was surprised to hear about and absolutely embraced too was the Thanks a Million card. That was just really the icing on the cake. We're selling them now at guest services. They're available here, and I just love the warmth and the heartfelt thank you that's behind it.
Well, if I may pry, of course we're here talking to you on a professional level, but if we can get into a little bit of personal stuff from Trish Baldwin, you were the recipient of a Thanks a Million card from one of our staffers. What was that like?
It really, I can't even talk about it. It just made me blush. I was really embarrassed because I really had no idea that the card was available. I didn't realize what it meant until you actually get to log on and you read your little message, and then with the map that's attached to it, and you sort of pay it forward and pass it on. And it was just a really warm, wonderful feeling, and it was just really nice to be a part of something like that. And you just kind of blush and get really embarrassed, and you're like, oh, I had no idea that's how you felt. And I just got right on board and ended up buying quite a few cards myself and have been giving them out as gifts. And it's simple, it's thoughtful, and people really appreciate that. And I think in this day and age, sometimes that might be glossed over in our day-to-day lives, and this just brings it right to the forefront, and really easy to use on top of all of that.
You touch on such a key decision point that Peter and I had. Heartfelt, sincere thank yous are such a rare thing these days that when we actually are the recipient of it, we feel that embarrassment. What's wrong with that? We should we should be thanking people and be used to receiving gratitude and all those types of things. And we want that personal face-to-face contact again too. And you know, we understand what you say when you mean embarrassed, but I think more times than not, it's I was kind of taken by surprise that I had that kind of impact on that person.
Exactly. And then as I've noticed, as I've passed out the cards, I'm getting the same reaction for people. They're just like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, you log on. And I've typed a little message about everything that you've done for me and how you make me feel in my day-to-day life. And then they log on and they're like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. And so it is a feel-good moment, and it's wonderful, and it's so simple to do, and it's so easy. And I think, as you say, like, you know, I don't understand why you miss it in your day-to-day life, but then when it starts to happen, you just see it grow, and you know, it takes a life of its own, and it's wonderful.
I wonder how far your Thanks a Million cards are going to go around the world.
I've heard a rumor that one of my cards is going to the UK, and another one of my cards is going to South Africa.
That's what we like to hear.
So that's what I like.
Thanks a Million cards. You can get them here. Guest services at Aberdeen Mall, and of course at race2million.ca. And of course, Trish, we've been talking about the importance of social media, online presences, and that kind of stuff. Let's do a shameless plug. Where do our viewers find Aberdeen Mall, their social media stuff on the interwebs?
At Aberdeenmall.ca. Okay. Yeah, just log on. It's all there, ready for you.
Do a search on Facebook, Twitter, and you're there?
Yep. We have Facebook. We're not on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You're ahead of us. In that respect.
That's nothing new. We're ahead of a lot of people, but yeah, no, get on Twitter. It's a great way to put your message out there. Have the merchants go, "Hey, special today, blah," and it's a great way to impact people immediately. But you certainly embraced the spirit of the Race to a Million. You've certainly given Aberdeen Mall a wonderful vision for the future. I have a feeling that the next 30 years are going to be even better than the past 30, and the past 30 have been terrific. Thanks for being our guest today.
Thank you, Dean. I appreciate it.
Trish Baldwin is the marketing and special event leasing coordinator here at Aberdeen Mall. I tell you, if you're looking for a new home for your retail outlet, maybe this is the lady you want to talk to. Trish Baldwin, Aberdeen Mall.